And welcome back to another episode of the Grade A Flicks channel as Grade A Fantasy dives into his top plays at the wide receiver position for week 5 of the Fan Duel Main slate. Let's jump right into it. My top plays. Now, what's funny is I'm not really into getting into the high guys that are in the 8,000s. And when I say not really, obviously we got to see what's going on with Malik Neighbors, obviously. But out of all the 8,000 guys, the only people that really catch my eye is in priority would be Nico Collins. You can't take a chance on CeeDee Lamb, even though he's going to have the Joey Porter matchup. But really, it's just Nico Collins and Jamar Chase that I'm looking at 88 and 93. And really, if you forced me to say so, it's really Nico Collins up at this level. After that, I'm probably not even touching 94. I'm probably going Nico at 88 and then dropping to DK Metcalf with a solid matchup against the Giants secondary with his targets going all the way up lately. Obviously, we'll have to look at Malik Neighbors, obviously, to see if he gets out of the concussion protocol. But yeah, Metcalf has been a solid target guy. Now, yeah, they do go up and down, but Gino will be aiming for him, even with limited targets. After week 1, even with limited targets at 6 with 4 receptions, he still has the capability of breaking one for 104 yards. He has 3 straight 100-yard games, so I'm looking for Metcalf to continue that streak. Deebo Samuels, obviously, a nice target to go after at a flat 8. Nice matchup home against Arizona. I definitely like Steph Diggs' revenge narrative, but it's because of Buffalo's style. Even with Tank Dell trending to play, and it is sounding like Tank Dell said he is going to play because of the play style. Nico Collins will be the deep threat. If you like to keep everything in front of you, I think Steph Diggs gets peppered with targets with the chance to break one. So I think the value and the upside goes more to Steph Diggs, with the tournament play being more Nico Collins. That's just me because of the game script and also because of the way Buffalo plays are too high. They like to keep everything in front. They don't like getting beaten deep. Now, also with the slants and also time to get this to Nico, I obviously don't know what the news was, but Von Miller was just suspended today. And he's suspended for 4 games. So Von Miller is less pressure coming from the right side of Stroud. So that's also the side that Stephon Diggs normally runs the slant from. So just keep that in mind. That's a little bit of tournament upside information there as you will. As we keep going, when it comes to top plays, now, Christian Watson, horrible ankle. Luckily, it's just an ankle sprain. Had a tackle for, well, it wasn't really a tackle, but an attempt on the ball. And his ankle was basically under the weight of himself and the defender trying to defend him on that pass. So now we have one less, and like I said, it could be very difficult to try and predict the usage of all that young talent that Jordan Love has on Green Bay. But with Christian Watson out, yes, I'll be looking at Jaden Reed. Now, I also said in my video, obviously you got to protect that guy's legs and the knee. He's still not fully 100%, even though he is capable of playing. But the thing is, I don't think they let Jordan Love rock out for 50 attempts. I think this is going to be a little bit more of a balanced game. So I think the 54, 52 attempts, whatever it was, could drop down to 42, 40. But Jaden Reed is, as you can see here by the consistency, he is consistently, except for one game, Jaden Reed is normally fed by Jordan Love for some big plays. So all the Green Bay wide receivers to me are big plays. But I like Jaden Reed with the fact that the injury to Christian Watson's ankle makes it just a little bit simpler. As we keep going down here, my next big play that I like, even though I do like the Zay Flowers matchup because I don't really like Cincinnati's defense, I won't count him as a top play. Why? Because he can simply get nullified by the running game of Lamar and Derrick Henry. He can. So we're just going to go down to T. Higgins, even though like I said, I do like Chase in a way, but if Chase does get locked down, I think some pass volume, and if Baltimore had some extra pass volume, could go to a healthy T. Higgins. So I like him for that upside. He'll pretty much knock out any Jamar Chase stacks. Like I said, San Francisco's in a great matchup, so Ayuk definitely playable. McLaurin has now seemed to have, after that first day, he's pretty much the number one target for him. I understand they have some other young guys there, but Terry McLaurin, now 2 straight weeks with a touchdown off Jaden Daniels. They do have a nice matchup against Cleveland's defense, so I definitely like that right there. We keep scrolling down. Like I said, you can go Jackson Smith and Jigba. He's been a target monster, so definitely like that. Big play upside with Brian Thomas Jr. against a suspect in Indianapolis secondary. It may be ugly football, but like I said, we're looking for fantasy and opportunities, so I'll be going back. I mean, I'm one of two. Last week it didn't really work out. The week before it did. I do like Amari Cooper against, once again, it's still a bad Washington defense. His big playability, just got to hope that he holds on to the ball and doesn't drop it. If Malik Neighbors is out, I'm sorry, but it could be an ugly game, but he's just a target reception monster. Doesn't have the biggest volume with big plays, but for 61, for the little bit of yardage and all the catches that he gets, 61, he's liable to ×2, and if he falls in the end zone, he could ×3 it with the way he gets his target. So Wanda Robinson is somebody you could definitely look at. I definitely love. Now, I'm sorry, but this is where it really gets good. It started with McLaurin, but the 6,000 range has a lot of good plays. And I think I skipped somebody too. Did I? There was somebody that I was. Oh, yes. With Caleb Williams starting to play better, I definitely like DJ Moore against one of the worst defenses in the league as well in Carolina. But the 6,000 range from Moore, from pretty much McLaurin and Ayuk down. Oh, and T. Higgins is also 68. And then I also mentioned Zay Flowers. But I really like this section here. Christian Kirk. Looking like... Now, could some targets be taken away from him because Evan Ingram could possibly be coming back? Yes. But Christian Kirk does have the big playability. He showed it last week, and he has another big opportunity on the opposite side of this game. Also, it's a better look if Michael Pittman has Joe Flacco, so you just have to pay attention on that. That game has the opportunity to blow up. Both defenses are kind of lost right now. Definitely an interesting game stack. As I mentioned before, Tank Dell might be coming off the chest injury. He's definitely trending forward to playing. And then as we get down to the 59s, like I said, you could go Jerry Jeudy as well. He definitely has upside with the bad Washington defense. Like I said, Dontavian Wicks. You got Romeo Doubs. Like I said, all the Green Bay wide receivers are viable. Now, when it comes to some low-price tournament plays, even though they should get some ownership, if DeMarcus Robinson with that groin is unavailable, that's just more targets for Kobe Parkinson, even though that's a tight end. But Tutu Atwell is at a nice price for 56. Yoshi, he can get the underneath stuff if they're having issues trying to get the Higgins and Chase with the defensive secondary of Baltimore. Like I said, there goes Christian Watson with the ankle. He's already doubtful, but he's definitely not playing. I mean, you got Curtis Samuel, Keon Coleman right there. They have the opportunity. Like I said, Houston's not the most staunch defense in the world, so those are also viable plays. Also, once again, if DeMarcus Robinson now, you can also look at Jordan Whittington for 5,400. But these are just like, tournament flyers. I like Brandon Cooks as another option because if Joey Porter shuts him down, like I said, I'm definitely one of those that like going against the matchup. For those people who want to still pick CeeDee Lamb, I like Brandon Cooks on the opposite side. Also, targets going to Ferguson. And the targets are going to be there because the running game is so bad. As you can see here, total of, let me see, that's 9, 15, 19 targets in 4 weeks. But the running game is so bad that could definitely go up, especially if CeeDee Lamb, if Dak does have an issue getting it to CeeDee Lamb. Going any lower here, I'm pretty much not interested. I mean, once again, if DeMarcus Robinson is out, then I guess the ultimate dart throw is 4,900 Tyler Johnson. After that, there's really nothing here. And there you go. You could possibly get a little Luke McCaffrey, but like I said, I think the repertoire between Jaden Daniels is fully. He'll give it to Zach Ertz. He'll either take it on his own, or he's now fully in sync with Terry McLaurin after a couple weeks. So that's the end of the wide receiver preview. Still some injury news to wait for, but I think I pretty much covered what I like. But when it comes to a stack, I think the best stacks, my favorite stacks, are definitely because of the opportunity with the Green Bay wide receivers. Now that it's one less mouth to feed, I like Green Bay stacks this week, and I also like San Francisco matchup. So it's viable for Purdy +2, obviously +1, but +2 stacks are viable this week with the San Francisco wide receivers playing Arizona. But that is this week's wide receiver preview and top plays. Once again, stay tuned for the tight end and defensive video coming soon. This is Grade A Fantasy signing off. Thank you once again. Please like and subscribe.